Hi, I'm Bobby Peer with Tap Into, and I'm here with Richard Thompson, the Chief Quality, Compliance, and Technology Officer of FACT, which is Families and Communities Together. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you, Bobby. Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk more about what we do at FACT and how, my role helps the families that we work with in Union County. Thank you.
Great. And you have so many hats that you need
Yes.
to cover with this organization. Let's start with the quality and compliance officer. And this is regarding families that are within the children's system of care. And you, at FACT, provide the wraparound program to ensure that these children are being taken care of with so many different issues that they may have. So,
Right.
how does your role come into this whole wraparound program?
Okay. So in short, as a Chief Quality Compliance and Technology Officer, one of my responsibility is to develop a quality improvement plan in accordance with the agency mission and support organizational best practices within all departments, right? So in short, I develop and maintain tools that collect data, track trends, and provides results on how the agency is performing. I'll provide information to the CEO, the board, and so forth. So, that's one of the things that I will do here at FACT as well.
It's a measurement of success
Right,
of the care that you
right.
are providing.
Right, because we are contracted by the Children's System of Care and they have their guidelines. So the data that I'm collecting is to ensure that we are providing quality service according to those guidelines, so we can see the families are really achieving the goals and whatever strategies they create with their child and family team.
Okay, that's great. So with that, I mean, there's probably insurance involved. There's all the different professionals that are part of the team. So
Right.
how do you go about measuring this?
So as a team, the quality team review the youth records and other documentation to ensure quality and compliance. So that's inclusive of progress notes, treatment plans, clinical summaries, and so forth, just to ensure that the family needs are being addressed, right? So in the beginning, when we start working with a family, the care manager, it could be the youth, will be the youth, the parents, or any other family member, because we encourage, the more informal and formal support, the better. So any kind of family members, mentors, clinicians, and so forth. And based on the treatment plan as developed by that team, we track it to make sure that the youth is making progress according to whatever the treatment plan dictates. If we notice that some families are not responding to the service, that we provide feedback, and the care manager will tweak the plan as needed in order to achieve the goals as dictated by the team.
Okay. Now, since the pandemic has hit, have you seen a trend in helping more kids that may have psychological issues of dealing with maybe the isolation that they may have been feeling? Or I believe that your enrollment in your programs that you're managing has grown significantly.
Yes, yes. So in the beginning of the pandemic, it dropped. It dropped, and then it just skyrocketed. So we had about, say, mid 600 families in Union County that we've been working with, and today we are about 970 so families. So,
And this is in Union County
and this
alone.
is just for Union County. Yeah.
Wow.
So and because of the reports that we collect and track the trends, we kind of see that we can actually, we can analyze and be able to predict where the trend is going. So we kind of see, potentially before the end of the year, we are definitely going to hit, over 1,000 families. So with knowing that data and knowing that we're kind of having an upward trend, that kind of helps us to decide to make decision, increase the amount of staff that we have, collaborate more with providers just to ensure that we have, ample supportive services there for the family, in addition to providing the necessary technological support enable so family can still get care management services despite some of the barriers that we have due to COVID.
And what's nice about your position is that you're constantly analyzing this data,
Right.
so you are prepared for the trends and help the people that need the help.
That's
You're reaching the people.
that's correct. That's correct.
Now, as far as also part of your role is like the whole compliance and security, just making the families know that you're using obviously proper protocol with HIPAA laws
Mhm.
and so forth. How have you made that apparent to the families that are using FACT that there's a trust factor
Mhm.
involved?
So another my role is as a privacy officer. So I oversee HIPAA, so the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So we ensure that we are abide into that 100%, right? So I develop and implement policies and procedures and provide training to all staff on at least minimally on an annual basis, just to, so that includes how we safeguard sensitive information, how we share sensitive information, and so forth. So also when it comes to sharing information, I'm considered the gatekeeper for all electronic documents. So if a provider or state agency or even families are requesting sensitive information, they have to complete a written consent. It comes directly to me. I review it to ensure it's accurate, and once it's accurate, then we release that information to that party.
So I've mentioned measurement quite a bit in this conversation, and we talked about measuring the success of the program, but let's talk about the families. How do you know that the families can measure what they are receiving? Do you go back to the families to ask for input of what they believe they're receiving?
Oh, that's a great question, Bobby. Yes, we do. So in addition to us collecting our own internal data, it wouldn't be best not to get direct feedback from the families because they're the one that's receiving the services. They're the one that's communicating with us on a regular basis. So we do conduct several surveys. So one of the surveys is family satisfaction surveys. So those are for current families that are working with our organization. And they provide feedback on how they are, whether they're happy with the services, whether they're happy with working with the providers, whether the treatment plans effectively meeting their needs. So with that survey, help us to see if we're on track, and if we're not, we meet with the family and have a remediation or corrective plan. In addition to families who are also leaving our program, whether that's successfully or moving to another county or so forth, we complete transition surveys for the same purpose, just to kind of see whether they're happy with the service, whether they're able to, autonomously meet their needs after transitioning from CMO services. And then the final surveys that we do is post-transition surveys, which is months after they transition from CMO, because you want to see, say 6 months or later, are they still doing well? Are they still, having any challenges in the home and so forth? And even when families transition from care management services, they are still able to come back if they're continue to have challenges or even new challenges and so
Mhm.
forth. So this is a very integral part of our quality process, just to get direct feedback from the families that we're working with directly, just to ensure that they are happy with our services.
That's fantastic. And I do like to see this measurement because you don't want a child to not have the help that they need. And
Right.
you are the answer. So thank
Right.
you for
Thank you.
everything.
Thank you.
Great information. And the whole point is to make the families know that they are dealing with the highest of
Right.
professionals. Their information is secure and protected, and you have the right people in place to take care of the families. So
Definitely.
thank you for what you do, and I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your
Thank
time
you.
today.
Thank you. Thank you.